And someone else quaking in their boots this week, and that is Italy.
Oh yes, we'll move on to that now. Sticking with the All Blacks, but yes, Italy have the pleasure of hosting the mighty All Blacks this week and facing down the Haka and trying not to pee themselves. It's going to be taking place in the Stadio Olimpico in Rome. Kickoff is 1 p.m. That's 2 p.m. local time, 1 p.m. over here. That's Saturday. This Saturday, the November 8th. In the referee for this game is Carl Dixon of the English. He's English of the RFU. of the English. Assistant referees Mike Adamson and Sam Grove White, both Scottish, and Tom Foley, also English, is the TMO as well for this one.
Yeah, it's a game that's going to be on this week. It's going to be good to see Italy back in action after it's a rough time of it at the Six Nations, but they're still sort of a developing side. I think they can take a lot of confidence from what Benetton were doing in their absence, winning the Rainbow Cup. There are people in this squad who've won silverware now, which is definitely a fun dynamic.
That is true.
We obviously missed out on the last game that these two were supposed to make play at the World Cup. It was a 0-0 draw in Japan as a result of the typhoon.
Italy's best ever, coming off their best ever showing against the All Blacks in that 0-0 draw, courtesy of Typhoon Hagibis back in the simpler times when typhoon trouble was the only thing that could cancel a rugby game. What times they used to be. But a few interesting stats about it. The two sides have been in the same pool in 5 of the 8 Rugby World Cups, which is quite interesting. They meet each other all the time.
A lot of games against each other. Too much if you're an Italian fan.
Yeah, I would say so. New Zealand's highest score ever and their biggest winning margin, that was 101, their highest score against Italy, and 98 the win was on English soil in the Rugby World Cup match in 99. And it's a slight curiosity is that New Zealand's away/neutral record is actually better than their home record in this fixture. They've played 14 times in total, with the All Blacks winning all of them, but their biggest winning margins tend to come either on Italian soil or in neutral grounds in the World Cup.
There you go. One of the other interesting points on the All Blacks as they look into this game, it'll definitely be something they're targeting. They have scored 89 tries so far this year, and they have 3 games left to become the first side ever to get 100 tries in a calendar year.
That's so not good for Italy, kind of stat. Because they're going to be facing other teams after, and they're like, alright, we'll bank on our 10 tries against Italy.
Well, I mean, they've 11 tries to go in 3 games. They're on course to smash that record.
Yeah.
I mean, gee whiz, they have been excellent this year. I mean, you can talk about the opposition they faced, but I mean, they have been absolutely superb.
Yeah, and, great to watch. Great to watch when they're flowing.
It's a scary prospect for Italy. We are going to start just looking at Italy and their point of view and their season as it begins. We do have their squad, and there is some points of optimism in it. They got a very good tight head in Marco Riccioni, who's been
picked up by Saracens, and he's
playing
looking
very
good.
well. He's scrummaging aggressively at Premiership level against big English props and doing a good job of it, winning penalties.
Good. And I like Sheriff Traore as well, who's been there for a while of Benetton. I think he's coming. I think he's like 26, 27 now, so he's coming into good prop vintage now as well. They do have some good talent in the pack. Like that Benetton pack is pretty good. You're gonna guys like Russo who are gonna be worked hard in this game, very much so. Set piece, just throughout. Like as is always the case with Italy, their back row unit is their best asset and is very, very good. They actually have 3 or 4 or 5 options.
Lamaro has been in special form for Benetton. Like he had a really, really good Rainbow Cup. I remember him lighting it up. He was the best player on the pitch when they beat the Bulls in that that game. All over them, and definitely can be heroic. It might be teed up to be another one of those games you're talking about where the beaten side has a heroic 7.
Number 7 doing all kinds of great plays in a losing effort. Could be.
Lamaro can be that guy for sure. And then the Negri's obviously got a class player himself. And then you've got the really exciting halfback partnership of Varney and Garbisi, 20 and 21 respectively.
Awesome. That is the future. It's the now of Italy rugby, but it is also the future of them. Garbisi picked up obviously by Montpellier, who are playing some decent rugby for the first time in a fair few seasons themselves, and due in no small part to his inclusion. He's a good passer and a good runner of the football. Varney is the same, good passer, good runner. The kicking game for both is what's sometimes a little lacking, and they are improving on it. Remains to be seen.
They have Carlo Canna on the bench, and personally I'd love to see him in the team as he was during the Six Nations, just because they have Brex in there with Zananon in the midfield.
It just means their kicking options are a little bit slight, and they will, like, as much as you'll want to attack and you'll ideally want to keep the ball, like that All Black defence.
This defence is crazy.
It's so crazy. So they're going to be forced to kick at least some of the time, if not all of the time.
You would think. I am excited to see the back three though, because for the last while we've been without Minozzi. He's been injured and then he wasn't playing. Yeah. And actually, since Monty Ioane has broken in the side, I'm not sure I've even seen him play with Minozzi.
Yeah.
The two of them are in a team now this week, and they are two lightning attacking players.
They are very, very good players.
Fleet-footed, all offense, speed, aggression. The two of them have it in spades, and they'll take a try if it's there. So I am excited to see if those two can get anything off. Obviously, rough game to start, but just in general, I'm delighted to see those two guys together. I definitely think that gives Italy a real chance to score some tries going forward. Just be a team that hunts tries.
Yeah,
they're obviously preparing for a decent, like a big enough game against Uruguay coming up at the end of the month.
Yeah.
They do like to flex their muscles against tier 2 teams and make a point of not
like
being
to quash some of the chat, because they know if the day of reckoning comes when they lose one of those games, then all of the chat comes in. Then the Six Nations, why are they there kind of chat.
But I'm not sure if I see it in honesty. I think they're a well put together side. They've got some good URC experience. They've won the Rainbow Cup, and they have they have some decent talent. So they'll definitely be looking to give this a hunt. As far as the game itself is concerned, I know you're always giving out about them for taking threes. How do you deal with a team like the All Blacks?
Well, you got to spend more time attacking them than defending them. Like that. That's the folly is what Argentina did. Like Argentina are much better at tackling and defending in general than Italy.
Yeah.
And yet they show the folly of Italy. You can't give the All Blacks 60+% of possession willingly and expect to not get massacred, because you will get massacred. So Italy need to be brave and try to hold the pill and try to like some of those back row guys we were talking about are great. The issue is if they've already each made 6 or 7 tackles on hungry All Blacks before they even get a chance to get their carry game going, then there's just zero chance of them getting any success, bar kind of picking off a very lax All Blacks, kind of like when they're going for their 60th point of the game and they're throwing round the back passes, you might get a pick at that stage, but the game's already over. I would like to see them, when they have the energy about them, to try and set about attacking the All Blacks for a time and try to pin them back into their territory and try to just play the game as best you can, try and control that while you can, because they will ultimately kind of struggle with the pace that the All Blacks do, and they will tire and they will get looser. So at the beginning I'd like to see them be brave.
Yeah, and obviously it depends on what you see, and Garbisi is touted for a young man as a very good reader of the game.
Yeah.
If the All Blacks are presenting that same hyper aggressive picture, you can't go doing an Anscombe on it and trying it. I know you want Minozzi on the ball and you want Monty Ioane on the ball, but if it's not there, it's not there. Mm-hmm. They do need to be sort of punching holes around the fringes, using your Negris, but also just when the All Blacks are coming up like this, hard cuts, running hard, aggressive Damien Del Indy style cut lines through the middle of them is
which,
kind
to
of
be fair, Brex can run that line.
Brex, Zanon, they all have a decent read on it. Obviously, it's on Garbisi and Varney to direct it all, but just running those tight little carries, trying to punch some holes, resourcing the rucks, and trying to go through some phases against them and open up some space.
Come off Varney to begin with. To be honest, as much as I like Garbisi and I think his kicking acumen is probably superior to Varney, so I'd like to see them kick a bit more off Garbisi off 10. But as far as playing to begin with, you need to sit those All Black midfielders down before you try to engage with them. Like if you're just going to go off the top and go wide, they will get swallowed up by the speed difference, because Breck, like that particular centre pairing they've picked is one of their own slower options. Like they have had quicker centres in the past.
Emmer's pretty quick.
He is.
So
it's like no, I'm talking about Italy.
Italy's
the centre pairing of Brex and
right, you are.
They're quite big and physical and defensive minded, more so than like they've had Campagnaro in there. They've had Carlo at 10 or 12 to do a 10-12 thing. So this is one of their slightly stockier options in midfield. They're not going to be able to get around the All Black midfield. So off nine, and Varney's running game as well, because that, as is often highlighted, with that width that the All Blacks are capable to keep on defence and that pressure that they do with the 9 kind of coming around the side, there is option, like a running scrum half is a good asset to have against the against the All Blacks.
Around the ruck, probe the short side if it's there. That might be how you get your Monty Ioane in the game, going back to short side. And obviously if they're flying up, little dinks in behind from Garbisi, but only if it's on, not kicking chaos balls away. The kicks are high tariff.
They are, and they need to be accurate. If they're going to probably end up kicking a lot of ball in this game, because I'd imagine their offense will be stifled a fair bit in the middle third and everywhere else, but it needs to be with purpose and proactive, because if the second you're just you're like hauling it away just for a reprieve. That's not a reprieve. No. You're like, that's just a try very quickly.
And limiting the chaos opportunities for the All Blacks is important. Fronting up in the tight is going to be important. They are going to bring on Bram Stein, which is definitely going to be a benefit to them.
Good to see him back out there from an Italian point of view. He's another one of those great assets, and he does mix it at the top level of tier 1 in terms of physicality and heft and just work rate. But it's very often not enough in terms of what the whole team is doing cohesively.
And just to look at it from the All Blacks point of view, they have named their team as well, rung the changes, but geez, the squad is still extremely strong. George Bower, Dane Coles, Tyrrell Lomack make up the front row. We got Tupou Vai and Josh Lord who gets a start.
Good to see him, big man in there.
Luke Jacobson, Sam Kane back in the starting team at 7.
Good to see him return.
Luke Jacobson, who's had a really good season at 6, and then Hoskins Satutu gets his chance. Weber and Moonga in at 9 and 10, Tupaya and Nenor in the centres, and then George Bridge, Sever Reese and Damien McKenzie back in.
They're going to run riot. I know, it's such a good team.
Shannon Frizzell back on the bench as well after a spell aside, and Sam Whitelock as well to bring on Asofu Almua, who is
awesome
lethal player.
Awesome
you've probably flown under the radar how good he is, and he's going to come in after Dane Coles has been lighting it up. I mean, it's just relentless playmaking, and I think they're going to go out as they did in the US game and just look to have fun and really challenge themselves and try and win their matchups.
With that, like with the resting of the midfield, and you have Quinn Tupaya and Braden Enor, like that doesn't change it. Like Enor can play the wing as well. They're so fast, those players, like just so fast in the midfield is what they're bringing this year, and it's yielding results on both sides of the ball. They've got a little bit of like what top level club sides have, where they're rotating their assets. Like the guys are so hungry when they come on there, and they're hunting things like that 100th try in a season thing, which is very much the kind of feather that the All Blacks like to get for their cap. I see a bit of a bloodbath here. The All Blacks will not really be changing the script at all. They're going to come to play, come to run at the Italians, come to test them with ball in hand, and will very likely break them. They're like, to be honest, they're going to bring speed on every side of the ball. They're going to bring aggression in set piece. They've been very aggressive in their defensive end of their set piece. They've been contesting lineouts very well, driving in scrums very well. Bauer has been a really good find this season. Good to see him back in there. So I think they'll be confident in their ability to take the Italians on everywhere, and all of that is leading to getting the ball in their hands and then giving Damien McKenzie and the like some space to work with, and it'll yield all kinds of results.
Yeah, indeed. Huge chance for some players to try and force their way into the main team for the last 2 games of the season as well. By how much do you reckon?
I don't know. I'm wondering now. Like the only risk for the All Blacks is that if they rock up at like 60 or 70% and maybe get a few shots from those game Italians and end up a bit sore, a bit bruised, possibly even cough up a try or two. But it's still, even if they were at 70%, it would still be a question of how much. And to be honest, I don't think that's the All Blacks we're going to see, because anytime there's been a mismatch this season where they're confidently the better team, they keep Capo Elpanga in the back pocket. They just come out and Kamate and kill them. Just kill them unrelentingly. It could be 100 again. You don't know. Like it's.
I guess say it's not going to be that.
Probably not. I think Italy are a little better than that. I think they are a fair bit better than that, but it's still on the All Blacks. How much do they want to score? Quite a lot, I'd imagine. Like looking at Italy, their last time they had a win against Tier 1 opposition was in 2016 against South Africa.
And you look back at how badly, as much as you look for positivity and you hope for improvement, the Six Nations again went really badly for them, really south in every game. And this team are light years seemingly above every Six Nations team on the evidence of what we're seeing. So something.
All Blacks lots, Italy not so many.
Yeah, well, hopefully Italy get to the teens as Tonga did against Scotland.
The mini goal that I'd have for them is to score 20 points. You're against Tier 1 opposition. They're going to play an attacking game, try to score 20 points. It is a big ask. It's easier if you score 3 tries. If you kick threes with your few... I know, but if you kick 3, 6, 9 in the first 30 minutes where you think
then you might get to 12.
Yeah.
Anyway, but it'll be...
Get to 20 points. That's the mini goal.
I'll say 71-12. There you go.
I'll say a very, very frustrating 71-6.
Both going for 71 for the All Blacks. Take the over or under on that.
That's our spread. It might be a little under on that. Maybe the rain comes down. I don't know.
Maybe.
But no, the All Blacks looking very, very good. Very good.
Yes, indeed. But thanks for watching the Overlap Rugby podcast. If you enjoyed that video, please be sure to like and subscribe. And hey, if you have an opinion of your own, if you disagree with what we're saying, leave a comment down below. We might just get back to you.